Good morning and welcome to another edition of the Daily Fix. I am your usual host, Advocate Tulo Hoyane. We are back in the bush studio. This is what I call the book studio, my backyard. Hey, you never know. Sometimes you tell yourself it's summer, all of a sudden you get a very, very chilly wind in the morning. So, this is what it is. Sunday morning, and it is rather chilly as you can see. The wind is blowing and so on and so forth. But let me get straight away into the business of the day and begin by saying thank you for subscribing to this channel and thank you for viewing this channel. Let me get into the business of the day, which is Gininda once more. You see, the most baffling thing about this investigation into the murder of Senzo Meyiwa is the many twists and turns that I'm seeing in it. And every time I see these twists and turns, I wonder just what was happening here. Let us look at Gininda. Gininda recently, about a week or so ago, was in court. Gininda read out a confession allegedly made by Bongani Ntanzi, accused number 2. In that confession statement, which Ntanzi strongly denies, Ntanzi strongly denies ever making that confession statement. Anyway, let us go by what Gininda says. Gininda says, reading from that confession statement, Gininda says Ntanzi confessed to the effect that, the whole plan to kill Senzo had been commissioned by Kelly Kumalo. And in fact, it was Kelly Kumalo who paid the perpetrators of this heinous crime. That is what the confession that Ntanzi is allegedly said, how that alleged confession of Ntanzi goes. Now, it baffles the mind because this was at the investigative stage. Gininda and his team were trying to, break down this case, find out who killed Senzo. And they take Ntanzi before a magistrate. If that can be believed, they then take Ntanzi to a magistrate, and Ntanzi fingers the mastermind. And the mastermind is Kelly Kumalo. But startlingly enough, shockingly, and to the eternal shame of the investigators of this matter, Kelly Kumalo is then not arrested. Why is Kelly Kumalo not arrested? If Ntanzi believe that, I beg your pardon, if Gininda really believed, like he wanted the court to believe that, they acted subsequent to the so-called confession by Ntanzi. If he wants the court to believe this, why does he want the court to believe half of what Ntanzi then says and arrest the perpetrators? Because Ntanzi says, together with some of the accused, persons, they got this, work, if you can call it work, this horrible thing. They were commissioned by Kelly Kumalo to go and kill Senzo Meyiwa. Now, the first thing that should have happened is to arrest Kelly Kumalo, the mastermind, the person who orchestrated it all. But Ntanzi does not arrest Kelly Kumalo. Now, what do we make of this? There's a crime in law, in the criminal law specifically, which is called defeating the ends of justice. Gininda says this was a prosecution-driven investigation and therefore wants to, pass the buck. He wants to say, well, because it was a prosecution-driven investigation, it was up to the prosecutors to make the decision whether or not Kelly Kumalo must be arrested. In other words, he's trying to shift the blame to say, I've got nothing to do with it. I'm not the prosecutor. It was the prosecutors who did it all. But let me tell you something, because I don't buy that. I don't buy that story. He had something to do with it. And either Gininda or these nameless, faceless prosecutors, you know, or both, Gininda or them, or both Gininda and these prosecutors, are guilty of defeating the crimes of the crime of are guilty of the crime of defeating the ends of justice by not arresting Kelly Kumal. Because if we are to believe that they acted subsequent to the confession made by Ntanzi, why then arrest the perpetrators or the foot soldiers, the people on the ground, the people, the trigger pullers, and leave Kelly Kumalo out of this? As I build up, docket, the people's docket 000, these are some of the holes that I'm trying to poke in Gininda's evidence. So that, it is important to poke holes into this bizarre investigation as we build up docket 000. Defeating the ends of justice. The ends of justice were defeated here, even on their own version, even on Gininda's own version. This is a self-incriminating statement,